Cancurla, I watched the press conference which was just given by the Minister for Agriculture, and I was relieved to hear him state that it will not be necessary to withdraw beef products based on the examination that has been done of 11 of the herds that were inspected. But we still have a major problem with pork. And I agree with the comments that have been made that the issue that is critical to all of this now is consumer confidence. Now, when I went to my own local food market yesterday evening, the shelves where the rashers and sausages used to be were bare, and there was a big black notice up explaining why. Now, as long as the pork products are not on the shelf, consumer confidence is going to continue to diminish. And it seems to me that there are three things that are critical and urgent. Firstly, to get pork products back on the shelf again. Secondly, to have the Minister for Agriculture make a clear statement that it is safe to purchase and consume pork again. And thirdly, to have that statement backed up by a similar statement by the European Commissioner. So my first question, Taoiseach, is when can you tell us will pork products be back on the supermarket shelf, and when will the Minister for Agriculture be in a position to give the assurance to our own domestic consumers and consumers abroad that Irish pork is safe to purchase and to consume? There isn't an awful lot of point in having our diplomatic service and our food promotion agencies working night and day to promote Irish pork products if the pork products aren't available to be purchased. So that's the first question. Second question is, I remember when the BSE crisis happened, and that arose because of a problem with the foodstuff which was being fed to cattle. So I was a little surprised to see that this particular problem has arisen again from a problem with the foodstuff which is being fed to livestock and which is therefore going into the food chain. And I was doubly surprised to read that the particular plant which is at the centre of this issue had not been inspected for a year. Is that true, that there was no inspection done on the plant in Bunclody for a year, and that even if it had been inspected by the Department of Agriculture, it mightn't have been picked up anyway, because apparently the problem with the fuel and the oil doesn't come under the Department of Agriculture's remit, that's the EPA's remit, we're led to believe. Is that the case, that there's an interagency problem here? And I was also surprised to see a report in one of the newspapers this morning that the Department of Agriculture explained this on the grounds that this was low risk. I mean, it seems to me that we're about to pay a very high price for the low-risk approach that was being taken to the inspection of this foodstuff recycling plant. So I think I'd like to have some explanation as to what inspections were carried out, and if indeed the results of the last inspections are going to be published or made available. Well, first of all, in relation to the oil product and what happened in Bunclody, Taoiseach says that the owners are being spoken to in an effort to get to the bottom of it. Can I ask you, Taoiseach, if you have got to the bottom of it yet? I mean, do you know, or does the Minister for Agriculture know exactly what happened here, and when can a statement be made setting out what exactly caused the problem? That's the first thing. Secondly, with regard to pork products coming back on the market again, I understand what you're saying, that you're talking with the processors and that discussions are ongoing. But do you agree that with every passing day and every passing hour that pork products are not back on sale, that consumer confidence both here and abroad is being diminished, and that there is an urgency about getting pork products back on the shelf? And there's an urgency not only to restore consumer confidence, but there is an urgency to secure the industry to secure people's jobs in it, and to get things moving again. And that the longer that is delayed, the more damage that is going to be done. I mean, we understand, that what happened, and we can go back on it, over time, and there will be time, I'm sure, to go back on what happened in Mountclodium, what happened with it, and that action had to be taken to recall the product and so on. But the immediate urgency now, and I'm not getting the sense, Taoiseach, and I don't want to be critical about this, but I'm not getting the sense that there is an urgency about getting the product back moving again. And I'd like to get, and I would like to offer you a second opportunity to give the House some indication as to when we're likely to see pork products back on the supermarket shelf again.